Alright, welcome back, guys. Coming in on the episode 2 of Spartan School. I am a player who goes over videos. We go over positioning. I stream, so check me out at twitch.tv/RiotShock. And we're going to get right into this. We're on board with George is Woke. He sent me this film on his stream, so he's going to have his, I'm going to hear his callouts, and we're going to go over this exactly. Doesn't look like he's versing too many good of players. I don't know how many players he's actually with. He might be on a team of 4, but we'll just get right into it. So off his spawn, he decides to go over and contest yard.
2 of them went to yard, right off the roof.
We lost yard.
They end up losing that because they sent too many there. There's actually really good shots.
Enemy team score.
It's because bottom mid.
We lost bottom
So
mid.
that's actually a good play. He listened to his teammates with the 2 kills on bottom middle. He's just going to end up going for nest. And that's really good for him because that's going to make sure that he is controlling, you know, the map. The bleeding has to stop. So really good play right here. They have 1 down. They have 2 down. One's going to be on the glass. He knows this because he's seen it on the radar. But that one glass guy, man, ended up doing so much work.
I didn't get my melee. He was supposed to die.
The main reason why that happened is because he dropped down. If he had not dropped down, he may not have fell into that position. So really good plays. He's letting his teammates clean those up. Maybe he should call that out as he's shooting it. Work on maybe his callouts a little bit more as he's playing. But really good positioning around the grenades. Very good. Stayed alive as much as possible. And he even played a really sneaky and put it in there for it. So he's actually still alive. He's still focusing on this guy. Yep. So that works out for him. They lost bottom middle here, which is pretty important because yard's easy to take if you spawn blue or tram. His teammate ends up dying there.
Bottom mid, 2 of them.
Probably what he should have done at that point. Honestly, bottom mid was already reset. He probably shouldn't have pushed bottom middle. He probably should have jumped on like the light rifle, like up above, and then shot down. It's a lot easier to shoot down than it is up. But one's on driveway right now. He's just gonna trade this right now. He needs to just try and stay alive as much as possible. His map movement, very good, staying alive. That's one thing that I do have to say about this player. He's making sure that he's using his map very, very well. So
Yeah, just assassinate these
that's working really well for him.
Chuck.
Right here, timing on when he knew they were gonna throw nades.
I got him. Okay, no. Driveway.
That's one thing that this player also does, as well as in previous episodes, a lot of players consistently do. They drop on the bottom of the map in ways that don't help them. So like for here, this is a good drop on the bottom map because he has to get in the hill to contest it. Very good, they end up getting it, and now they're on nest. 2 of them are on nest too. So, good play that he's getting the shotgun. He's staying, wow, good nade. One's probably going to be on S4. So there was another player still there. So, what he probably should do, look at blue ramp because they're probably on blue ramp. But ends up choosing this play instead.
You turn, no shields. Bottom mid. Both of them.
That's one of the things that you have to discipline yourself is like not getting frustrated. Probably should have called that out, like that he was top middle, going to be dropping probably a U-turn a little bit earlier. He might have gotten help with like shots or something like that. But he's doing really good. This is actually a really sneaky play. I like this how he's like roaming on the bottom of the map on that aspect of like coming in from the side where someone can't see him instead of dropping in the open like he was doing previously. So off these spawns, he's just stopping pit right now. What he needs to do is get up top immediately. Getting blue room is going to be crucial because you're going to be blocking spawns.
Shield, hotel.
Another one did.
So at this point, he didn't get into blue room as he was doing it. the other person spawned there, and it ended up not working for him. If he had won that kill, he might have actually blocked that spawn. But very good. He noticed that bottom middle was way too far to be taken, or to stall. So he's just going to switch it out. And off of this, when he gets this, he needs to push over to Tram. They're going to spawn on Blue Room. They ended up stopping actually Nest, so it doesn't matter. But they spawned bottom Nest, and now they're taking Yard and Nest. They need to choose one to go for. They ended up choosing that one. One's still on Yard, so he needs to make sure that he's watching for that top yellow, because top yellow is going to be pushing. Again, another good play on staying alive. He needs to push into Blue Room to block this spawn on Blue. Because if he does not block the spawn on Blue, they're going to spawn on Blue and push him. But ends up working out for him really well. He ends up defending it. He knows someone else is in here.
The guy knows.
He did a lot on stopping that. But in the long run of things, let's look at something. They spawned Blue. If he had just gone Blue, he would have stopped that whole play. He did get a double kill on bottom middle, but you have to think for the greater reason. And I'm going to pause the film just to explain this, okay? So he, at one point, he could have pushed Blue to block the spawn. Instead, he pushed bottom middle and killed 2 guys. Stopped the hill, which was good. However, the other 2 guys that spawned pushed over to Nest, ended up taking Nest. Then they spawned on Nest, and then ended up slaying him off of Blue where his teammates were spawning. And then from that point, they got a triple cap. So in the long run of things, it was not worth it. Just give up bottom middle, give up a little bit of time to control the spawns. And that's one of the things that was not actually noticed by this player. But, you know, top players would notice that. So they ended up stopping the bleeding right away. There's 2 guys in Yard, and those 2 guys just push. So at this point, this is actually a good play on pushing on towards the Nest. They're going to be on top yellow. Think about it. They just took Nest. Or, I'm sorry, just took Yard. So when he was pushing over, he could have gotten shot at any point from top yellow, from dip. But these players aren't on the caliber level. So that's what I'm trying to teach you guys, is playing at a caliber level to avoid certain mistakes, even pathing and things like that. So at this point, he notices he's very good at noticing what hill he has to push. And that is one thing that I do have to say about this player, is that he did notice that when he spawns, he has to go over to the other ones. But honestly, this was all done because of his fault of pushing on, not blocking the spawn. Like he could have won this game for his team. I know his team, he's not the whole team, and he's not going to be able to carry the whole team. But if you make the right positional plays to block spawns, to put your teammates in better positions, then you may have been able to win this game. But you may not even win this game right now because of that whole Blue Room, because you didn't block that spawn on Blue Room, and that's how it just played out. But it's alright, he's pushing up. They got 2 down is what I heard from the callouts. So they're going to push Nest. They're probably going to spawn on Blue Room. Definitely going to spawn on Blue Room. So at here, he goes right for bottom middle with his teammates. They're going to get a trip cap, but think about this. They're not going to be on that Yard. They're going to be on Blue Room. Look at behind him. If people are over there at Yard, they're taking Yard. So you have to think of like where the other teammates are going to be. They probably spawned on Blue and pushed to Yard. Blue is a very big spawn. Controlling Blue Room spawn is actually pretty big in this game type. So off of here, really good. Kill this last guy, and then they all spawn Blue Room because his teammate, I can see on his map that his teammate's on Nest. But this is the last guy over here. They're all going to be on Blue. And they're all going to start pushing either Nest, which he hears a call out and starts pushing it. And look it, they all push Nest. Really good plays right here. He has to stop this. He has to get in there. Very good play right here, but ended up not working for him. If he had noticed that, like, trust your teammates on that 1 kill in Tram, you didn't have to chase that kill. And that's another thing, man, is like trusting your teammates. especially if you're a team of 4 with them, or a team of 2, or a team of 3. Trust that your teammates are going to do this. So ultimately, one of the things that this player did that I liked was he noticed what hill he had to go for when they were bleeding too much. He also did a very good job on his map movement alone in close quarters, dodging nades when he was like no shield, staying alive in yard when he was no shield. Very good plays on that. Things that this player can work on is controlling spawns more. He's a little bit more of an advanced player than what we were watching with Adwalo with the previous episode. So with this player, he needs to work on noticing where the spawns are and controlling the spawns a little bit better, as well as trusting teammates. 2 of these plays honestly lost the game for his team, whereas if he had made the play differently, it could have been a different outcome. And then the final thing, which he did less of, but it still happened, was that he was dropping on the bottom of the map to chase kills when he could have done the same thing from up top and put that same fire. So other than that, I mean, he did very good. Just work on those 2 things, and you'll put yourself at that next level to be a better player. Once you get those down, then you can work on a little bit more of your communication. Communication was a little bit lacking. Maybe it was a little bit late in the night. I don't know if you were gaming too long, but you want to practice as you compete. So I mean, you're going to compete the same way you practice. If you're silent and focused, then you're not going to be talking out. But other than that, good gameplay. We're going to be doing other episodes, so please hit me up on Twitter at RiotShock TTV, or you can hit me up on Xbox Live RiotShock, and also twitch.tv/RiotShock. I'll do some more Spartan School. We look to forward to having you guys. So thank you for joining.